Rafael Nadal's uncle and former coach Tony has given his verdict on the Wimbledon final between Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic, including a moment that left the Serb somewhat embarrassed. Rafael Nadal's uncle Tony has explained how Novak Djokovic was left somewhat embarrassed after making an error in the Wimbledon final against Carlos Alcaraz. Tony Nadal also admitted that no one but Djokovic would be able to compete with Alcaraz, leaving the 20-year-old to dominate alone when the Serb eventually retires. Djokovic and Alcaraz contested a thrilling Wimbledon final on Sunday that lasted for almost 5 hours and received a peak audience of 11.3 million on the BBC. The 36-year-old raced through the first set before the top seed stormed back, but Djokovic didn't go down without a fight and the match went to a decisive fifth set. The world number 2 had a break point early in the fifth when he took a ball out of the air and put it straight into the net in an error of judgment. And Nadal's uncle Tony has now admitted that the embarrassment of the mistake likely allowed Alcaraz to get the break advantage in the very next game, which proved crucial as Djokovic never managed to draw level again. Although it is true that the age difference, 16 years, gave the Spaniard a certain advantage, at this fifth set I thought that certainly either player could win, the 62-year-old wrote in El País. Djokovic had a clear break point in the Murcia player's initial service. He wasted it, making a big mistake, and somewhat embarrassed gave up the next game with his service. Tony also praised Alcaraz for having the serenity, poise and courage necessary to keep holding serve until the end of the match, when he could finally close it out and be crowned the Wimbledon champion. With the Spaniard now holding 2 major titles at the age of just 20, Nadal's ex-coach also believes he will go on to dominate the sport with only Djokovic able to stop him from winning. He added, "Honestly, I don't see any tennis player on the current scene, with the exception of Djokovic, capable of stopping Carlos' unstoppable rise. I imagine that he does not have many years left and, therefore, I think that Spanish fans will have the opportunity to enjoy many more games and celebrate many more victories on both hot and cold Sunday afternoons." Meanwhile, Alcaraz said the match changed his mentality when it came to defeating Djokovic on the biggest stage. Speaking straight after he was crowned the Wimbledon champion, the world no one said, "I mean, before this match, I thought I can't beat Novak. That's obviously. But after this epic match, let's say, yeah, I think different about Novak in the way that probably in other tournaments, in other Grand Slams, I will remember this moment. I will think that, well, I am ready to play 5 sets against him, good rallies, good sets, really long match, and stay there physically, mentally, in tennis, in general. Probably it changed my mind a little bit after this match."